All right, well, let's talk a little bit about the final paper. I did shorten the length of it to 4 content pages. That means it'll be about 6 pages with the title page and references. And you can read the instructions. I did update them and posted them in this module. So, basic APA guidelines, 4 to 5 content pages, title page, and references, 1-inch margins, double-spaced, APA style for body, title page, references, headers, font size 10 to 12 pitch, Times New Roman, Arial, Courier, Prestige Elite, appropriate grammar, punctuation. Paper should include, I'm going to say 2 to 4 references. 2 references is fine, and most of those references are taken from the theoretical section of the paper. The outline of the paper, title page. You can have a brief introduction or abstract. If you have an abstract, it goes on an additional page by itself, and it's not counted as a content page. You could have a simple introduction instead of an abstract, and then that runs right into the body of your paper and counts in length as well. 3 primary sections. The first section, briefly examine your own issues related to your own belief system, culture, experiences that might impact your ability as a counselor both positively and negatively. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses in these areas? How would you improve in these areas? Only share what you're comfortable sharing, and this should only be about a page. Do you have anything that you need to work on? Is there anything you do extremely well? How would your belief systems impact your counseling ability? Are there certain clients you wouldn't feel comfortable working with? Are there certain clients or topics you do very well with? Part 2. This is the primary part of the paper. Come up with a fictional case scenario in one area of applied spiritual theory that we talked about. So, for instance, maybe grief and loss, or working with somebody in the military, and you would actually come up with a fictional scenario. So would that person be experiencing PTSD or questioning faith or meaning or something like that? It will apply theoretically, the scenario will apply theoretical approaches of spiritual counseling to a specific issue. So you can take the theoretical approaches that you wrote in your midterm paper and apply it in this case scenario if you like. Don't cut and paste from the paper. This isn't about the theory. This is about a counseling scenario. Let's see. Paper should include a basic introduction and case history. What theories would you use? A brief example of a scripted dialogue. What would you be saying with the client? In a typical counseling session, would you be using a certain technique? Would you have a dialogue about irrational thinking or meaning, or using Rogerian counseling? And what would that sound like? So write an actual script. Now, scripts take up a lot of space, so I just want an example. Okay, so you're going to have the case history, what theories would work well with this, a discussion of the case scenario in paragraph form, and I would say maybe a 1-page out of the 3 pages for this section of a dialogue with the client. A brief discussion of the section and theoretical techniques used, kind of like a summary discussion, and the 2 professional references, usually regarding the theory. This part 2 should be about 3 pages. 1 page of dialogue, 2 pages of discussion. And part 3, if you want to include reaction to the course, the assignment, what do you perceive, mainly what do you perceive your future role to be in the field of spiritual counseling, or how would you use it in your future role as a counselor? That's the most important thing in your paper summary overall. And a basic conclusion. So about 4 content pages, 5 if you want, a title page and then a reference. All right, I hope that helps. If you have any questions, please email me. Thanks.